Definitely India is a place that is going to transform you and crack you open, and personally being in India affected me on so many levels. It was an amazing experience shooting there, and I think it was the 12th time that I'd been there when we shot the movie. So I had formed a lot of friends there, and through the making of the movie had formed almost a family. So I feel like Calcutta's like a second home to me. Certainly shooting in India is full of challenges. You know, it's not necessarily going to be the same kind of process that you would experience when you're shooting in the West. And I think one of the big things for us, the biggest challenge, was really that kind of intersection between time and our creative process, and trying to find a way to do everything that we needed to do and rise to the logistic challenges of shooting on the streets in Calcutta. So it was certainly a challenge, but because we had such a great film family and we had a great team, a local team as well as our Australian department, we really, I think, managed to kind of find an amazing way of being able to build into the creative process a way of getting everything that we needed to get across in the film. I first came to Calcutta with my sister about 5 years ago, and we volunteered with Mother Teresa's nuns, and I became really inspired in the first instance by the city of Calcutta and by the unique kind of world that we had access to in the orphanages and the people that we were working with, and also became inspired by a lot of the couples that were trying to adopt children within the orphanages where we were working. So in many ways, what inspired me about Calcutta was the story that I found, but also the city of Calcutta, which is such a beautiful city. It's so textured and contradictory and contrasting and colourful, and there's a sort of hope and an optimism in the city as well that I was hoping that the film would also capture that atmosphere. The script really evolved out of the documentary. I mean, the seed of that idea came out of the work that I was doing with my sister, and then it probably took about 1.5 years to kind of massage the idea, do rewrites, kind of get it on its feet with actors and work out what things were kind of working and not. And then from script to screen, it probably took about 4 years all up, so it's been quite a long process. The city of Calcutta and the people that we met during the time, particularly when I worked volunteering with Mother Teresa's nuns, very much inspired the story and very much inspired me. I think what makes Calcutta so special is that experience of not just being a tourist, being actually a local, and we spent kind of 3 months that first trip and then came back a year later and spent another 3 months in Calcutta. So we really had formed strong bonds with people and had a sort of shared intimacy with people, hearing their stories and being able to hang out with local people and making friends and being invited into people's homes. So in many ways the story reflects personal experiences and the kind of friendships that I have been lucky enough to have in the experiences in that city. And hopefully the film captures that generosity of spirit that I think is really unique to the people in Calcutta, and the kind of generosity, the willingness to help, the opening of their lives to us, and that hopefully throughout the journey of the film we understand that initially the couple are quite sort of resistant to India, that there's a sort of a knee-jerk reaction or a judgment that people will have because they're looking at things from a certain vantage point, and as the journey continues there's an integration and an acceptance of India and an understanding of the particular contradictions and rhythms of this unique place.